Hello from Gardening at Dwensa here in Ireland. And this video is all about when those browns sneak into your border in July and start to make it look all that little bit autumny, which we don't want because there's loads of summer left. So let's see what we do. And here's a border in my garden which I've featured several times before, and it's near the end of July, and as you can see, yellows and browns have sneaked in there now. It's beginning to take on an autumny feel, and we really don't want this. I mean, we've got the whole of August left to do yet. So here are just some little tips on what to do to spruce that border up again and get it looking its best. What you need to do is stand back and be objective. Look at your border and decide what is it that's grabbing your eye, that's giving you that idea that it's autumn. Where are the browns? And looking at this border here, the first thing that jumps out to me is these alliums over here. Now, these were the ones that look like a fairy castle, and they're gorgeous, but they've had their day. It's time to cut these out of the base because they're really not adding anything to the border at this stage. So that's the first thing I'll do. Then moving over, some of these lilies have lost their sheen. So what I'll do is just cut off the lilies here at the stem. And that's good as well, because you don't want lilies setting seed. If they do, then they can take energy away from the bulb. And to the left here, the sanguisorba, it's more brown now rather than red, so that's going to be deadheaded. I'm going to cut these stems out right down at the base in there in the plant. And just a word of caution not to lose the run of yourself, because certain things, bulbs in particular, like this camassia, can't be cut back. So the foliage on this camassia looks quite tired, but I can only remove what's brown. The rest just has to stay, otherwise I'll get no flowers next year. Same thing with the lilies. At the back of the border here, that very large dahlia tree has a lot of brown leaves underneath there, underneath the canopy. So I'm going to go along with the secateurs and just remove them. And then to the left, I see some yellow leaves. The brugmansia has a yellow leaf there. That's got to go, as will any other dead or yellowing leaves as we move around the border. The hosta is in flower, and the flowers still look fresh enough, but I'll go through them and maybe take out one or two. Say for example, that one over there looks a bit brown, and I'll remove some of the hosta leaves as well, the more slug-eaten ones with the browning edges. And looking at this tall fennel, it's the airy plant with the yellow umbelliferous flowers at the top. Now personally, I don't like the flowers. I think they bring the whole place looking later than it is. So I'm going to cut them off, remove them. Also, I don't want the seedlings popping up around the border. And moving over to the left, a couple of the sarracenia could do with a little bit of staking up. The brugmansia behind them could do with losing a few leaves. And this ancette can have some brown bits cut out of its leaf. And just looking over here, look how the yellow leaves from that brugmansia are really taken away from this gorgeous salvia. You don't even notice it because your eye is drawn by that horrible yellow over there. So we have to do something about that. Okay, so that's basically what I'm going to do, and I'm going to stop the camera now and get on with doing it, and then we'll come back and see if it's made a big difference. I bet it does. This is what I've taken off that border, all those spent leaves and dead stems. They'll go on the compost. That was about an hour's work, and the difference I think is quite good. And let's just pan up the border from right to left, well, my right to left. And you can see that there are no brown things grabbing our attention now. Yes, there are still yellows, but they're the yellows that were supposed to be there, like the yellow of the sarracenia and the yellow on the hosta that were there earlier on in the year. Taking a little close up on the hostas, you'll see that there are still some brown edges and there are still some slug marks, and that's because I can't completely defoliate my hostas. It wouldn't do them any good at all. And I'm going to put a link up above to a previous video I made about hostas in particular and what to do when they get slug marks in them. I got quite a nice surprise when I took the yellow leaves off this brugmansia behind the sarracenia, because it actually has some buds. So finally it's going to flower this year. It's been a very kind of wet and overcast kind of summer, so things haven't done their best. Certainly this kind of tropical thing. That's the end of the video. So thanks for watching my video about what to do in late summer, in late July or early August, when your border starts to look a little bit tired. How to rejuvenate it without, well, without doing too much. The important thing is to look and be honest about what you see and react to it. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks very much for watching, and check back again please for lots more gardening-y stuff.